We
what
got
brings you?
pickleball here.
Well, great. I'm glad to see some interested people at our meetings. What's on your mind?
What's going on with the grant and so forth?
We're still progressing. I've got grant updates, but I'll jump ahead a little bit. We're tackling the pickleball courts and the playgrounds first. That's what we're going to try to start working on this winter. As far as pickleball, the plan to limit the impact as much as possible, and the downtime is to do as much prep work on the site this winter and probably start late November, in December, start taking fence down, taking the nets down, busting the surface up. We got to take the trees out, cut the root. Once we bust up, we got to cut the roots out that have grown under. Try to get that site ready so as soon as the weather turns early spring, we can get in there and pave.
Okay.
That way, once the paving's done, it shouldn't be a week or two to lay that surface, that nice acrylic surface on top, paint the lines, put the posts and nets back up, and ready for action.
Okay.
So.
Well, is there any way to leave the lights on until that time? In the afternoon, like a timer? Cause Brian works, he comes after work, you know, and you probably get about three games.
Well, the time's gonna change soon too.
Yeah.
We did start at 5:30.
Sure.
We know they function because we had them on, or somebody had them up in Brian.
I heard that.
About a month or two ago, they were on. And
Have you tried them?
no, I haven't, no. Because I think it's inaccessible. It's not okay.
They're
Well, then we didn't know how to turn it if they are.
Is there that breaker box?
Yeah.
They're over there near that green box.
Uh-huh.
I've not tried them. And in the 3 years I've been here almost, I've never seen them on. I thought they were broken until I heard back in the spring,
I was there.
somebody had them on. And I was like, oh, I mean, so I don't mean.
Are they just on and off, or are they on a timer?
I heard they were on a timer.
Previously they were, it was just a.
Turn 'em off
just
when
a
it
switch.
is.
Turn 'em off
At
when
some
you
point they were on a timer. Back
Used to, they
in
cut off
play.
at 10 o'clock,
What's
and I worked hard at that.
10. Well, I heard 9, so we're, there used to be a timer on those. So, I mean,
Well, we don't care to come on. I didn't even know it was accessible.
it should be accessible.
I guess we just need to be taught.
It's on the basketball court and right there's
It's on the basketball ends,
Okay,
near that
there-
green panel.
There's a little building with a roof on it, and then there's another electric pole. Is it at the building?
It's
No,
right
no,
beside
it's
the
right-
breaker
It's
box.
right in the middle of the courts. There's a little green power box, little transformer box.
Okay.
Right beside it is a meter or something else. I can't picture it right now, but there is, and I think it's on that.
And when we played tennis, it was right there beside the breaker box. You just
Over there where
flipped
we're
it.
talking.
Yeah, you just flipped the switch.
I mean, it's not changed since then. I've not done anything
Okay.
with it. I've not
Touched it?
had them turned off. I've not had them turned on. I was under the impression that they were not working. Now, I do have concerns about encouraging people in that park after dark. Because we all know that we've had vandalism problems, we've had problems with just nefarious activities going on in that park. So, you know, we do have signs up that say park's closed at dark unless there's a scheduled event going on. So that's kind of, I weigh pros and cons of, you know, I don't have any problems with you all being out there after dark. Zero. I mean, it's just hard to allow you all to be up there
Not everybody in.
And then have this other group down here under the pavilions doing whatever they're doing, or out in the parking lots under trees in the dark doing the things that we want to try to discourage. So that's the balance that I'm trying to keep here is how do I make you all happy but still make that park safer and, you know, more.
Well, can we suggest that
Friendly
maybe when they start working, or we'll try them tonight, I probably.
Sure.
A timer, like maybe 8:30 or something like that, make sure they go off at 8:30.
If they're working, I mean, that's, if they're not working, then I've got to call somebody in and,
Yeah.
to get that timer, make sure, I mean, that's gonna be a process, cause we don't,
We just have a month left.
I was gonna say, and then pretty soon, we're gonna shut the courts down completely and we're gonna have to make
Y'all
other
just turn
arrangements for
it on and turn it
pickleball.
off when you're done.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, that's what we
Make
need.
it simpler.
And it's not so bad, like on nights where we've got flag football going on up there, where there's other activities going on and other people that we encourage to come into the park. It'll be those Friday nights and those Saturday nights when some of the other folks are in the park after hours.
It's mainly the time change coming up, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
9 o'clock's way past our bedtime.
When that time changes, 7 o'clock. That's all. I hate the time change, but I don't necessarily have an issue, especially right now, especially if they're happen to be working. I mean, try them and see. I mean, but again, keep in mind, soon enough.
So when you revamp the courts, will the lights be part of that project? Maybe not.
We won't touch the lights for the courts right
Okay.
now. Those are owned by Host Electric, and I believe they will fix them when we finally get everything ready. The biggest discouragement I've got is just the after hours, inviting people to come in and play, and allowing you all to not, just trying to keep this group out. So there's gonna be other.
Could we just try it until somebody complains about it?
It's not a complaint on you all. It won't be a
Well,
complaint
they
on
could
you.
complain
It's
because
just.
they say they're
the-
in there and we're
Well,
not.
Is
those
anybody
are,
there after you all
it's
leave?
just the other things that happen after dark in that park. Nobody's gonna complain or pickleball.
Yeah.
It's not a
Discourage
complaint.
it, I don't know if the lights are on, maybe that would discourage.
Hey Matt, could you do like, I don't know, I mean, I'm just thinking outside the box, say like, 9 o'clock or something reasonable, not 9:30, pickleball, or, like where there's lights, or like a ball field or something, like, I don't know how you'd word that, or like, I mean, I'm just
Well,
trying to think.
It's all about making that park, safer. I mean, and I spoke to the guy that's working on our Wi-Fi network today, which is like, gotta have your Wi-Fi set up in that park so I can start putting cameras around. And that'll be a new line of defense that we'll have once that happens. And that'll, I mean, that could be a game changer. That could kind of help combat all this other activity that's going on. And then we can start thinking, well, maybe we can, instead of just closing the park at dark, we can close it at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock and still have a way to address the other issues that we're trying to get rid of and get a handle on, and still allow.
Is it through you all, the timer of the lights, or is it through Houston Electric? Seems like it was Houston Electric that, or did you all tell Houston Electric?
I'm sure we probably told them.
Okay.
What time to set that timer on.
Yeah.
At one time, the lights were staying on all night.
Yeah.
That was the
That's the
problem.
problem.
I remember that.
People wasn't cutting it off
And
when they leave.
I've got that issue with ball field lights right now. I mean, and then that's something I've been looking into. I was on our ball field lights. I'm trying to figure
I'm
out
guilty of that.
what's it cost to run these lights for an hour, and then I can kind of start figuring out, what it's really costing when they do get left on all night.
I can also suggest this, as far as circuitry goes, you can have an enable on a circuit and a timer. And what that means is, if someone has to be walking out, they enable it, then the lights will work on the timer that night. If nobody comes around for weeks, the lights will never come on because they're not enabled, but, you know, almost like a motion sensor, but it's just a physical button.
Okay.
That'd be one way if you're concerned with the power bill, you know, that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, power's definitely a concern. I saw, you know, I think it was Rogersville just several months ago did a study, and they've shut off all their accessible field lights.
Well, Cornwall had to do that.
Because it's
It was
ridiculously
just costing
expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Especially, you know, when we've got a game out there, a scheduled game that's got 20-some, 25 kids playing, and parents and all, it's, you know, I don't want to say it's warranted, but it's different as opposed to one or two people going up there to take batting practice. They just flip them lights on, run them. And then if they're the ones that leave them on, well, we've just spent probably over the course of that night that they're left on, I would say hundreds of dollars for those 2 or 3 individuals to go out and enjoy the park. And that's, you know, then it just becomes a cost benefit, you know,
Can you lock
comparison.
them? Can you
We-
put a lock on them after you, like, you
Yeah.
flip them off and put a lock?
It's an option, and the people that need to use it.
And I mean, it would go off at 9 and the park is supposed to be closed at
I
9,
think-
so nobody should be up there.
We got a month left. If they work, let them use it. When we tear them down, we can revisit.
Come up
If
with
if
some
they have a
rules.
timer, great. If not, we'll look
Well,
at getting a timer put
That's,
on them. And,
that's fine. I got no,
I mean,
no issues
as
with
long as
that.
we're not,
And
if we drive
we're
by
not
and they're
really
getting left
enforcing the-
on all night, then we're gonna have to back up and punt and figure out a way, whether we have to put a combination lock on
But y'all
it and
probably
give
not gonna be
them
out there
the
past 9:30
combination.
or something. I mean, really, like, say 9 o'clock or 9 or
Yeah.
9, whatever. I mean, it's gonna be shut down for a little while,
Yeah.
so they just.
I mean, it's
don't
gonna
know.
get cold a month, so.
Right
So the
now,
park closes at 9 or 10?
The park closes
It's
at dark.
At dark, there's not.
That's our posted hours.
Oh, okay.
Park is open from basically daylight to dark. And that's,
Well, we can't
that's
be
very
out there
common for most public parks now. It's just because it's just unfortunate, but not a lot of good's happening after dark.
Yeah.
And playing till dark.
Unless it's a scheduled activity, and that's what our signs say. Park closes at dark unless there's a scheduled activity, unless it's a flag football game, or a baseball game, or a movie night, or a moonlight swim. I mean, we do things,
The park is huge.
we do things
Yeah.
after
It's
dark.
packed.
It's just a way to combat what's all that other activity.
What we used to do a long time ago.
You didn't do some of that stuff.
You don't, you can't prove anything.
The park wasn't there a long time ago.
Okay.
But no, check them and see.
Okay.
Call me tomorrow. If you're gonna go out there this evening,
Probably, yeah.
give me a call tomorrow. Let me know how it goes.
Now, Holston Electric, I know they own those lights, but once they do that, you know, change that, will they be putting the LED lights into, just say?
I don't know if they will do that. They might
I'll
charge for
tell you,
that.
yeah.
They'll get them working.
LEDs don't cost anything.
Yeah, they save a lot of money.
They're like our ball field lights, like
Yeah.
that we pay an investment fee,
Yeah.
a percentage of what they cost to put in years and years ago. And then, but it's their responsibility to maintain them. So, you know, if they're broken, that's not on us to fix, it'll be Holston Electric.
Maybe we could approach them
They're
about.
not
like,
gonna replace
you know, like,
it.
But they're not
LED
gonna
stuff
upgrade them
without
to
it.
Yeah, but I bet-
LEDs.
But maybe
you
we
know.
could help share that
Maybe they will.
expense, you know, I mean, I don't know, or, you know, or you just.
See a big cost there.
Yeah, it would, I mean, for maybe potentially everybody.
In the long run.
Yeah, in the long run.
No, certainly.
I mean, it'd be worth visiting and see what they, I mean, all they do is.
Well, and I've got a lot of different projects going with Holston Electric right now that, and I'll certainly talk to them about it, but we're looking at putting lights in the pool parking lot. I've got a couple of parking lot lights that are just blown or out for whatever reason. And I'm trying to get a handle on the ball field lights, because they're the ones that are really costing a lot. I mean, and
Well, we've got about 22 people playing pickleball,
I'm aware.
and we'll probably have more
That's an
when
event
we
right
get
there,
the new
22
court.
people.
What did he say?
It's an event.
22 people.
Yeah,
It's an
they-
event.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna,
But you gotta get it all at one
we're
time.
building you some additional courts, not just the 3, but we're gonna try to
Yeah.
fit 6 in there. Make it real nice for you. But
Okay.
we're gonna have to,
All right, well,
have
thank you
to,
We done?
you know, do without for a few months to get something nice, so.
to recover from pickleball. All right, thank you for.
But hey, in the interim, you know, once we do shut those courts down, we've painted 2 courts over at the city school.
He mentions, Art just mentioned something.
You have to have your own nets for those,
We got that.
but, they are.
The indoors.
No,
Outdoors.
and I don't believe they're lit either, so you will still have that problem, but once those courts are shut down, you will still have a place to play. You'll have to be conscious of the school, won't be able to go during school hours, but,
Okay. All right.
We ready to play?
all right.
Thank you.
Hey, thank y'all for coming.
Thank you all.
Come back.
Hope your mom just tell her to hi.
I will. See y'all.